It's PlayStation 1 Lara Croft titties.
Yep.
Really powerful Lara Croft boobs. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Wait What podcast. As always, I have Jono here with me.
Hello.
And we're going to jump in to another episode. We've got a lot in store. Should we just crack straight in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So, first of all, I want to talk to you about a man called John Lee.
Right.
Whose nickname is the, unhangable man.
Interesting.
Yeah, right? So, it's not really an unsolved mystery. It's not really an unsolved murder or crime. It's just real weird. February 1885, John Lee was sent to the gallows at Exeter Jail. He'd been found guilty of the murder of Emma Ann Whitehead Keyes at Babacoon Bay and was sentenced to hang. Amazingly, following some strange happenings, the condemned man was saved from being hung and was eventually set free.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of an idea of where we're going with the story. So, Emma Keyes, she was an elderly rich lady and she lived in a place called The Glen, which was a family home she'd inherited. She lived there on her own except for her servants. John Lee had worked there as a footman before joining the Royal Navy. However, after being medically discharged and serving 6 months in prison for theft, he returned back to Babacoon Bay to resume his old position at the Glen. Now, in November 1884, Emma Keyes had been found dead following a house fire. She'd suffered blunt force trauma to the head and her throat had been slashed all the way down to the vertebrae. The detectives said that it was clear that the killer had set the fire just to try and cover up the crime. And John Lee was instantly suspected as he was the only male servant and he also had an unexplained wound on his arm.
Okay.
Supposedly, his motive was derived from a pay cut he had been given for unsatisfactory work. The evidence was circumstantial and John continued to protest his innocence. Nevertheless, a jury convicted him of murdering Emma Keyes. So, a bit unfair, maybe. There's no full-on evidence there.
Yeah.
But I imagine back in 1885 there wasn't a load of evidence you could produce. It's not like nowadays with a CCTV everywhere and the forensics are incredible.
Yeah. I can't imagine the forensics were that great back then.
No. So this is where we get to the weirdness, right? So, when the time came, John Lee approached the gallows and the executioner adjusted the noose around his neck. But when the lever was pulled, the trapdoor failed to open. John waited while the executioner tested the mechanism, which seemed to be fine, and for a second time the rope was adjusted round his neck. Again, the trapdoor didn't open. The mechanism was tested by workmen and found to be in perfect working order, so for a third time they attempted to hang John. For the final time, the trapdoor malfunctioned and John was taken back to his cell. So he would step up, the noose would be around his neck, the trapdoor wouldn't open. He would get out, they would pull the trapdoor, it would open. 3 times in a row. So to round off, and then I'll get your thoughts. Later, his sentence was commuted to life in prison. He served 22 years and was released in 1907. Already a legend as the man they couldn't hang. So, and then a lot of people say, was it divine intervention, or a simple mechanical failure, or just coincidence?
I feel like it's difficult to be a mechanical failure if it's just repeatedly... Oh, it doesn't work. Yeah, it does. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, the only thought I have on that is that he stood on the trapdoor, they test it, it doesn't fall. He steps off. Do they put anything of weight on there when they try and test it?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, probably not. Did the trapdoor open upwards?
That would be the worst way to try and hang someone.
I can't tell why he's not falling through. It opens when he's not on it.
Oh, God.
It's just been installed upside down.
Every time it moves, he just pushes it close with his foot again. Oh, well, looks like I'm not going to die today. Let's try again tomorrow, guys. 3 years later, he's just still shutting a trapdoor. But yeah, I heard about it a while ago, and I thought that'd be one for the old podcast. It's a weird story, isn't it?
It is weird, yeah. It does make you wonder if there's something else at play there.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they didn't really have a lot of evidence to convict him. So, an argument maybe for divine intervention is that he didn't deserve to be killed.
Yeah.
Possibly. Maybe he did do it. Maybe he was a bastard. Or maybe he was just caught up in some wrongdoings in a time when they couldn't really prove unless someone literally saw you do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to change the pace a bit here. And I want to talk to you about the Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh, yes.
I take it you've seen this.
Everyone has seen this.
Yeah.
Even people in caves with no internet are aware of the Cybertruck.
Well, to be fair, it probably looks like something you'd find in a cave, just the shape of it. It's just a kind of squarish rock.
It is, yeah.
It's funny because the actual concept design that they put out looked incredible. And then they revealed this.
And the revealing didn't go well, did it?
No, it didn't. It's supposed to have super strong glass. Like, I don't know if it's bulletproof or...
I think they said it was meant to be bulletproof.
Well, it's not.
It's not even metal ball-proof.
No. You could see Elon Musk just was not happy with the...
I'm pretty sure he just swore.
Yeah.
Well, they threw it twice, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then when the second one went, he swore and then tried to laugh it off, I think.
I mean, what else can you do? But...
Some people have said, I'm sorry if I'm taking points from your story here, and if I am, I'm not actually sorry. Some people have said that possibly it's the smartest marketing campaign ever. Because, I take by your face that wasn't it.
No, it's not.
So, you think about it, there's this massive, massive hype about this Cybertruck, how good it's going to be, how fast it's going to be, how much better at towing it's going to be than like the Ford pickup trucks, stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
And then, what better way could you make people more aware of something than to have something fail on the live unveiling?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
and
they
then
do
like
say...
a day later, release footage of it pulling, was it like an F-150 Ford pickup truck?
Yeah.
Up a hill while the Ford tries to drive away. Like, you've literally got everyone searching it, and then in the midst of them searching it, you've gone, by the way, look at this. And you've just, like, knocked it out of the park. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, they say there's no such thing as bad publicity. But speaking about that, there's 3 models of it, and the most expensive one has 3 motors in it, and it's got like a 500-mile range. You can do 0 to 60 in, they say, less than 2.9 seconds.
2.8 seconds.
Yeah. 130 mile an hour top speed and a 6,350 kilo towing capacity. Right.
Damn.
It's pretty incredible. That's looking to be around like $70,000.
That's not bad though for a pickup. Like some high end like SUVs and pickup trucks and stuff can be expensive.
Yeah. It sounds like they're going to do a straight swap dollar to pounds. So
it's not bad.
I mean,
you think about it, it's going to be that fast. It's still going to have a lot of room in it.
Yeah.
It's going to have a great towing capacity.
Yeah, there's hundreds of little cubby holes.
Why would you not just buy that over a supercar?
That is true.
It's better for day to day, and it's just as quick.
I don't know how well it'd work over here though, because it is massive.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't get down country lanes.
Well,
it would, but nothing else would get down.
It would just create a new road, really, wouldn't it?
It would just have to push through all the boundaries and ripping walls and fences down as it drives through.
I think it's supposed to be like an extra $6,000 if you want the self-driving tech involved.
Do you know what? When you're spending that much, though,
yeah, what's an extra $6,000?
Yeah, it's not even an extra 10%. Just chuck it in. Why not? That's what I'd be doing.
Yep. Yeah. I'm done.
I think honestly, I can't wait to see it on the road. I think it will be great. I like a lot of what Tesla do. Sometimes I think Musk is a little bit crazy.
He can be a little bit controversial.
Yeah. But he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. So I'm just looking forward to seeing some like real life road tests. Not like look, we're in this massive wide abandoned desert and I'm pulling a Ford away. Nothing controlled, just like giving it to the guys at Top Gear and just letting them go mental. Do you know what I mean? So that'd be very interesting.
I really hope they do actually do on like the concept design as well, because that thing looks
So
stunning.
good. Yeah. This first model is just
like Lara Croft's chest.
I don't think I could have put it any better. That's exactly what it is. It's PlayStation 1 Lara Croft titties.
Yep.
Really powerful Lara Croft boobs from my first or second ever console.
That's the title.
Yeah. Really powerful Lara Croft titties. Okay, let's move off of that. You are a big old scaredy cat.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. You could have denied that then and no one would have known, but thank you for making me not look like I'm lying. So, me and Jono go to the cinema together sometimes, and I'm never allowed to go and watch horror films because somebody, Jono, will just cry and hide behind me. All of this has never happened yet, so I can't say it's the truth, but I imagine that's what will happen. So I don't get to watch horror movies with anyone. You don't go to them. My other half is more of a scaredy cat, so I either watch them on my own, which is kind of sad, or I have to wait until like a random friend is available, and then they have to pay for tickets because they don't have the unlimited card.
I am just very jumpy, and
the urge to just scream that scene made if you jumped was high.
They just make certain bits unreasonably loud, and that makes me jump, and then it's just...
Does it?
Oh, that's a heart attack.
I am going to have to edit that right down. So for anyone listening, that was nowhere near as loud what you heard as to what I just did, because otherwise I think I'll blow your ears out. I'm going to blow my ears out when I edit this.
Good, you deserve it.
Ah, shit. Okay, so the whole point in this is I love horror stuff, and when they first came out years ago, I read a load of the little have you ever heard of 2-sentence horror stories?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay, so what I thought I'd do today is read you some of my faves.
Okay.
And then
Can I have a cushion?
Yeah, I can get you one.
Yeah,
do you want
please.
one? Hang on. There's a cushion.
Thanks.
It says hello on it. Side note on that, if you hear any jingling like this, I am sat right next to my Christmas tree, so if I knock it, that's what you're hearing is my Christmas tree.
He's actually just summoning his servant.
Yeah. Come to me. Bring Jono a cushion. Okay, so, first one. I begin tucking him into bed, and he tells me, Daddy, check for monsters under my bed. I look underneath at his amusement, and I see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, Daddy, there's something on the bed.
That actually just gave me chills.
I changed how I was talking and everything. Bam, get me. How does that make you feel?
Not great.
Okay, well, there's more.
Oh no.
The doctors told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb from time to time, but nobody prepared him for the moments when he felt cold fingers brush across that phantom hand. I might just start a podcast where I just read out horror things. You ready for the next one?
Can you start it with someone else?
Nope. It's me and you, baby. Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left. Look to your right. Under the bed and behind your dresser. Even in your closet. But never look up. She hates being seen.
I'm not sleeping tonight, am I?
Oh, I love this. Okay. You hear your mum calling you into the kitchen. As you're heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from the closet saying, Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too.
I think I've heard that one before, and still got...
You goosebumpy bitch. Yep. This would be good for next week when you're living alone. There was a picture on my phone of me sleeping this morning. I live alone.
Oh. I'm going to need to get that spare key back from you.
Never. The upstairs neighbours are awfully noisy. I've complained to my landlord, but he says it's been vacant for months. And then the scariest one. Are you prepared for this?
I don't know if I am.
For this point, Jono is a 29-year-old man.
Yes.
And He is currently cuddling a pillow with his arms crossed, looking like he needs a cuddle.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give you one. You need to man up. Here's the scariest one. Look me dead in the eyes for this. Ready?
I can't look you in the eyes.
Trust me, you'll like it. Look. Ready? Day 312. Internet still not working.
No!
Thought I'd only on a lighter note for you. But yeah. I really wanted your reaction to that. And I'm glad I got it. Such a pansy. That silence is Jono staring at me disapprovingly. He's gone back to cuddling the pillow. Do you want that for the rest of the podcast?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you want a blanket as well?
No, it's quite warm.
It is. Okay. Do you want to move on to something a bit more light-hearted before you wet yourself on my chair?
Too late.
Oh no. It's leather, it'll clean off.
Well, I mean, going from your horror stories, I guess this could be classed as a horror story for the person involved. But have you seen about the banana art installations in Miami?
No. But they sound appealing. I'm so happy I could come up with a pun.
Oh. Anyway,
Start my drink everywhere.
there's a little art installation in Miami at the moment, on Miami Beach somewhere.
Yep.
It's just pieces of art with a single banana involved in it in some way.
Okay.
Now, 3 of these pieces have been sold this week for between $120,000 and $150,000.
Oh, people are morons.
Amazingly, the artwork comes with instructions on how to replace the bananas.
Wow.
Yep. Anyway, one of these pieces that sold for $120,000.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, I can see it.
Yep. So that's £91,000 it sold for. Is
it on a canvas?
It's just the wall.
Okay, so what it is, let me describe this.
Please do.
It's a banana that doesn't even look like... I mean, you could at least put like an unripened banana on there to make it last for longer.
Yeah, it's an overripe.
Why am I trying to find
banana.
logic in this like super retarded art? It's a banana gaffer taped to a wall by a single piece of gaffer tape, and that's it.
Yep. $120,000.
That man is a genius.
But, plot twist,
Okay.
another artist on Saturday
Right.
came along, took the banana off the wall and ate it.
What? Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
But it's, nothing to worry about. Gallery officials did replace the banana with another one.
Cool. Thanks. I wouldn't have slept tonight otherwise.
Yep.
That's the weirdest thing I don't think I'll hear all month.
I mean, I quite like it.
Do you want me to come round yours and gaffer tape a banana to your wall? I'll do it.
Should we just stop at bananas, or...?
I'll gaffer tape wherever you want to your wall. £100 a time.
Whew.
You can get loads of stuff gaffer taped to your wall for the price of that.
It's a good rate.
Well, mates rates.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, anytime. Only for you will I gaffer tape anything you want. Within reason to your wall.
Do you supply the gaffer tape?
Yes.
Okay, even better.
There you go.
Alright.
What do you want gaffer taped? Off the top of your head, first thing, bam, go.
All I can think about is bananas.
Alright, that'll do. Loads and loads of bananas.
Yeah, whole bunch.
Spend £50 on gaffer tape and bananas, still made 50 quid. Actually, no, I said £100 per thing, so if I spend £50 on bananas, I'm going to make a load of money. I'm getting some shitty ass bananas for the cheap. And just gaffer taping the whole house.
It's going to be like the never-ending job of replacing them.
That'd be amazing. You have to supply the next lot of bananas, though.
You start in the corner of one wall, working your way across, and then by the time you've got all the way back round, you have to start again.
Your other half comes back, and your entire house is just covered in bananas. I am so in. Did you see Donald Trump's tweet with no text, just a picture?
I didn't. I got so sick of seeing retweets of his tweets that I just blocked him.
Way to stick it to Donald Trump there. He's like, no!
Yeah, I know. Sorry, man.
Jono's blocked me.
He's going to stop listening to the podcast now.
He is. Sorry, Donald. Fuck you. Bam.
Oh dear.
What can you see, brother?
That is Trump's head on whose body is that?
I'm pretty sure it's Rocky's.
Is it Rocky?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Donald Trump's head on pretty well photoshopped, to be fair. I mean, he didn't do it.
Yeah, he did it.
But it's pretty well done.
If he had done it, it would have just been like a cut and paste job in paint.
No, it would have been worse than that. He would have got a cardboard cutout and just rested his head on it. It'd just be him. Just be him, I don't know, in a park, maybe at the top of a stair set, just resting his head. We can still see his shoulders and his shitty suit behind. Yeah, I mean, it got tweeted. There was no text. It turned out, I think, that he said that he'd been to the doctors, and the doctor said that he had, for his age, one of the best chests that he'd ever seen. Which, I mean, not only is it a weird thing to tweet following being told that, second, without any text applied to it, and third, if you're a doctor, that's a weird fucking thing to say. Worse for women. But imagine you went to the doctor and he went, "That's a mighty fine chest you have." I'd be like, "I'm changing doctors."
If he has such an amazing chest, why has he posted a picture of Rocky's?
That is true. I can answer that because he hasn't. He's about 400, and it probably looks like 2 beanbags just hanging. That's his chest. Any Trump fans have now unsubscribed. It's alright, we have an idiot over here too. His name is Boris.
Genuinely thought you were going to say me then.
No. You do have a magnificent chest. Okay, let's step away from anything politics related and then Trump related.
This works quite well. On the note of doctors.
Perfect. Look at us, segues for days. Just to point out, neither of us had planned this. No. We knew what each other wanted to talk about, roughly, but only from, titles. So, for example, Jono got 2-sentence horror stories, discussed the Trump photo, People Are Angry, which we haven't spoken about yet, and John Babakoom Lee. That's what you got.
Yep.
So, we know roughly what we were going to talk about, but the discussion hasn't happened yet. So this has worked out quite well in the way we've done it. We've kind of done it out of order as well.
Yeah, I'm just picking ones as we go along.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't even know which order I was going to do it in. So anyway, this is about a book called This Is Going to Hurt, which is the Secret Diaries of a Junior Doctor.
Nice.
Have you?
No.
You haven't read this?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Haven't heard of it? Okay. It actually came out a couple of years ago in 2017. It's written by Adam Kay. He was doing his medical training between 2004 and 2010, and it's just a collection of diary entries that he had written in that time. There's a whole lot of incredible stories. Some of them are heartwarming, some of them tragic, some of them hilarious.
I'm hoping we've got the hilarious ones.
We have two. So I've picked one that's from the book, and I've got one that he actually had to cut from the book, but he spoke about in an interview.
Okay, sweet.
Just to give you a taste of... I just read part of it and he just set me off again. Right, so this first one's about another medical student who was displaying a slightly worrying absence of common sense.
Okay. We know a few people like that.
Yeah, it's worse when they're a medical student though.
That is true, yeah.
So, he's put here, on further questioning, I learned he was boasting to his girlfriend last night about the strength of his erections and announced to her that its throbbing robustness could stop the rotary blades of a desk fan. His hypothesis was monumentally incorrect, and the desk fan proved the clear winner.
Oh.
I suggested he attend A&E, and maybe go to a different hospital's A&E, actually, unless he fancied being known to his colleagues for the rest of his time here as Coco Fan, or Dick Van Dyke, or Nobbin Van Persie.
when I heard Dick Van Dyke, I was just like, that's the best one. And then Nobin Van Persie came up, and I was like, nope, okay, that's just been beaten. That's amazing. I love that. I'm just going to point out to the listeners, you are still cuddling the cushion.
I'm just comfortable now. And now I'm self-conscious. Thanks very much.
Yeah, that wasn't me. Come on.
Shush. So this next one, he said he had a lot of stories that he had to cut from the book, including like some celebrities and things like that. And his lawyers just said no.
That can't happen, bro.
So this one that he's put in here is so there was a guy in his early 20s who decided that he was going to surprise his girlfriend on her birthday by getting naked, laying on the kitchen table, covering himself head to toe in chocolate body paint, getting an erection, and then sticking a candle in his
Yep.
When he heard the key in the door, he lay down and lit the candle, but by the time she'd got into the kitchen, the hot wax was dripping down into his bladder. And by the time we got him to hospital, it was all fused together, so that was hours and hours in theatre unpicking the mess.
Oh, why?
Yep.
Just like, I mean, if you're going to do that weirdness, like, put it in your belly button. Do you know what I mean? Like, nowhere that's got, like, access to your insides. Yeah, like, shit.
I mean, I worked in a hospital for nearly 7 years.
You did, yeah.
And we had some funny stories, but nothing quite as extreme as
Nothing
that.
like candle dick. Jesus. If he'd been able to piss that out, though, the fucking force would have killed someone. Can you imagine that? It'd been like a few nails. Take an eye out of that fucking thing, wouldn't you?
But the book is a great read. It's quite an insight into life working in the NHS.
I actually really want to read it.
Yeah, I think he's got a second one out now.
Well, give me a chance to read the first one. Alright, I'm going to bring us back round to something a bit more Christmassy. It's Advent calendar related.
Okay.
So, the title of this news story is, in air quotes, Sick Celebrations Advent Calendar accused of ruining Christmas after just 2 days.
Okay.
So I want you to tell me what you think an Advent calendar could have done in 2 days, a celebrations Advent calendar could have done in 2 days to ruin people's Christmas.
Was it just like 2 bounties in a row?
Have you read this news story?
No.
Because that's exactly what happens. That is incredible. Maybe I think this story is maybe I've undersold the story. Maybe it is that important then. If this is the first thing you can guess.
I hate bounties.
I can't believe you guessed that. I literally cannot fucking believe you guessed that. I was hoping you would find something like a bit weird or funny, or you'd think of something that was retarded and I could like have a bit of a laugh. But now I'm just shocked and maybe a bit hurt.
See, I kind of thought that was a jokey response to it.
No, that was actually the truth.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. Alright, I'm just... Fuck it. I'm ending it. No more to talk about. No, so... Wow, I'm properly stuck on what to talk about now. My brain has just broken.
Sorry.
He looks so smug as well. One day we might like film a podcast for lols. But if you could see his like smug little face right now. Oh, I hate you.
That's made my year.
Well, good. I got a chance of making it for the entire year as well. Not much longer. Okay, so yeah, so that's what happened, but that's not the most important thing. I want to divert your attention to, let's just minimize that. So people tweeted that they had got it.
Right.
And they were not happy. And you would think at this point, you know, you got two options. You can apologise, but I don't think there's anything to apologise for. I'm not a big fan of bounties either, but come on. You're getting celebrations, you know there's going to be bounties in there.
Yeah, if it's part of the package.
And if anything, you're getting them possibly out the way early.
That is true. Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like they just gave you a massive bounty bar for Christmas Day with like a fuck you written on it.
If every single door was just a bounty, I would be so upset.
I would love it because I have a lint advent calendar. And watching people's worlds crash around them would be great. And I don't mind a bounty. You know, not my favourite, but, you know. Also, they're like fun size, which is an error of a naming. Like it's not fun size, it's shit size. So this is what they tweeted back with. Someone, as you can see there, it's a salt shaker with Christmas spirit written on it, and instead of salt coming out, it's bounties. Another one here. Name a more iconic duo, we'll wait. And it's 2 bounties, one playing guitar, and the other one singing. And it's just, I love that this is my favourite part about it. It was clearly just like oh, come on guys, like chill out. Like at the end of the day, we haven't ruined Christmas. You're just not that big of a fan of bounties.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there was so much more to that story. But you had to go and ruin it with your brain.
The thing is, like, there's going to be people who love bounties.
Yeah, and they've just made their Christmas.
So happy they got 2 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, the quote they've got in here is, one person wrote, "Just a heads up, anyone who has a celebrations advent calendar and that was disheartened that day one was a bounty, well, guess what?" So angry. I got peckish, went to eat day 2 a few hours early, and there's a fucking bounty too. Whole calendar is going in the bin. Christmas is cancelled. Now, you've ruined your own Christmas there.
Yeah.
Because, realistically, not a bounty day 3. Hopefully it was.
I kind of wish it was.
Yeah. Another person said, days 1 and 2 of my celebrations advent calendar were both bounties. Bounties! In capitals. If that's not an accurate representation of 2019, I don't know what is.
I would have thought that it would have been kind of randomised. As if they just have a tray and then, you know, people just chuck a load of sweets on, see which ones stick in the... and then at the end of a day's shift, a man comes along with a big broom and sweeps up all the missed chocolates off the floor. Why not? And goes, that'll do for tomorrow. Yeah. They're wrapped. And there's no bounties on the floor, because they're all in advent calendars. Yeah. I don't know, I think they probably lay it out in some form of structure, because if you randomise it, you could get like 5 days in a row of the same chocolate. Yeah. I reckon there's a machine that has 24 or 25 like heads coming out of it, loaded with chocolate, and every single tube is just full of the one chocolate. And then the plastic tray comes underneath, and it drops one chocolate in, and then it goes along, and then the foil is heated over, yeah, and then it gets into the box. Box is closed, out it goes. That's the production line I see. Do you know what we need? We need Greg Wallace to go and do an Inside the Factory. Yes, we do. Advent calendar. What a bloke. Yeah. The cheese one he did. Incredible. Oh, yes. But yeah, I imagine that's how it's done. We'll put this podcast out soon, and we're going to do a Christmas episode. If there's anything you want to see, hear, not see, that's how podcasts work. I'm never going to stop doing that. If there's anything you want to hear, any topics to discuss or anything, give us a shout. We've got a few ideas in the pipeline, and we've also got maybe an episode coming up in hopefully near future where we're not sat in my house and we're out and about and doing some stuff. Yeah. So we're just figuring out how that works, and hopefully in a few months' time we'll also be guesting on another podcast, but that's super hush hush, and I'm not telling you who. So you just have to wait. I think that's it for now. Yep, I think so. We should probably go live our lives. Yeah, we should go back to work. Yeah, I mean, we are on a lunch break that ended about 30 minutes ago. The things we do for you guys. Alright, so I mean, that's it. Thanks for listening. I'll speak to you soon. Say goodbye, Jono. Until next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.